All right. So let's, Scott, do you want to dive into the strange and ugly?
Scaly. Let's
Strange
do
and
the
scaly?
scaly. Yeah.
All right, let's dive into some strange and scaly things. All right, for this week, we're going to be looking at two, well, as always, a cryptid and a conspiracy theory. This week's conspiracy theory is the reptilian, it's like the reptilian race, the invasion of our pretty much society.
I would
That's
agree.
not known to us, supposedly. And then we have, as far as the cryptid, it's the lizard man of Scape or
Scape.
Swamp, which is in Lee County, South Carolina. So we got double lizard men this week.
Yes. Oh,
So,
so scaly.
Scott, you did a lot of reading up on the reptilians, and they're the ones you hate the most, right? You hate this conspiracy theory.
Well, I hate it to a degree. It's mainly because this is a conspiracy theory that brought me into like just looking at random stuff like this
Hmm.
and just looking at conspiracy theories. And eventually it just got to the point where I'm like, all right, I'm done with this one. I don't want to hear about it anymore.
So, reptilian is the one that got you into conspiracy theories.
Pretty much, mainly because of,
Much how next week's will be the one that got me into conspiracy theories.
man.
So, Scott, why don't you start us off with who reptilians are, where they're from, and what they want to do here?
All right, reptilians. Uh, they are humanoid creatures, just about tall as us, if not growing up to, I think they say
12 feet, I
12
thought?
feet in height. And depending on what source you're looking at, they could be coming from two different locations. One is from outer space, because outer space people always trying to evade us and kill us.
Yeah, but there's an exact location for these things, though, from what they say when it comes to the Alpha Draconis star system.
Yes. Then you also have the secondary one, which is they live in Mount Shasta.
Where?
Mount Shasta. Uh,
Okay.
let's see here. Shasta is one of the 14 in California. I think it's California. Essentially, what Mount Shasta is actually a culmination of a lot of different cryptids. In Mount Shasta, the Yeti lives, the reptilians live, and a few other cryptids out there that just happen to be full in this place.
Yeti. No, never mind. Yeti. I thought Yeti was Chinese.
It they call it the Yeti. It's the Yeti variant of the Native American.
It's the Bigfoot. Okay.
Yeah, because it's based underground in the United States because they expect, if anywhere, it's going to be underneath us.
Mm.
And the reptilians have the same theory or same goal as no matter where they come from. They want the human race to essentially kind of dwindle but not quite die. They work to control us, but they don't really want to
They
destroy
want us
us
as a
entirely.
slave race.
Yes. And it had been stated that uh, they've also done experimentals, horrible experiments of genetic modifications upon humans. And that's why humans are what they are now today.
So we're human because of reptilians.
If you go with Mount Shasta theory, I believe. But yes.
All right. So let's drop show the chat room what most people common call what the reptilians are. So I will move this into view, and then I'll move kind of like what a headshot. Scott, you can probably confirm or deny if these are correct photos that I'm using.
Oh, it takes a few moments, but yes. Yes, I can. And of course, all this is also popularized by usually one person or another.
Yeah, one man pretty much blew this up into one thing, and that man's name is David Icke.
David Icke.
He's a bit crazy.
He has several different things that I'm not happy. He's kind of one of the people that others listen to, but he is there.
Let's see. He believes that they're blood-drinking, shape-shifting humanoids from Alpha Draconis star system, now hiding in underground bases. This is from the wiki, obviously.
Hmm.
Uh, in a worldwide conspiracy against humans, some world leaders that are related to reptilians include George W. Bush, Queen Elizabeth, and Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah. That's not his only theory, conspiracy theories. He
Oh,
has,
I know he has a buttload. I actually saw he has like
yeah,
6 books out.
he has
Um,
quite a lot.
and I think we're gonna go through all of them through the course of the show at some point. I don't know when,
Eventually.
but yeah, we'll probably see other David Icke shit. I don't know. Like, I mean, it's really weird. Like how you can pretty much, depending on, as you said, which one you go with, you can throw these in with aliens.
Yes. And that is one of the more popular theories. It's just
Well,
alien.
yeah, I think the one I've never heard of the one that you brought up, even with my research just looking at the wiki, because that's all the research I do.
Well,
No,
I did.
I'm kidding. I did a little other, but I did not find that. Uh,
Yes, I went into a little bit, and there it's just
did
Mount
you watch any
Shasta.
videos on it?
Sadly, no, because I can't stand listening to those people half the time, especially if it's about reptilians. It's almost always the same thing. Look at this picture. Notice this.
And
That means he's a reptilian.
we'll get to that. Let's actually throw up a couple of these are actual photos that were cited by believers in this conspiracy theory, or this conspiracy theory. First, we're gonna bring up a picture of Obama here. Let's weasel you in right here next to his head, and then we'll throw another one of the Queen, and I'll go into each one of these individually. There we go. And we have a weird one of Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Apparently
Because you
Beyonce.
know, the oh so popular and government running Beyonce.
Beyonce is a blood drinking alien from Alpha Draconis. Alright, as we can see here in picture of Obama, they're mainly citing the color
Discoloration.
distortion that he has on his cheek and eye and lower eye. We have a color distortion, same thing here on the neck of Queen Elizabeth, and then we have a weird thingy, scarring or scaly looking I don't know, fold
Thing.
is thing on Beyonce's head. So,
I guess we didn't mention the whole fact that they're supposed to be. Well, I guess you might have. They're supposed to shape shift into
Ah.
humans.
I did say that.
Yes, but not the pure-blooded ones. Only the hybrids can shapeshift.
Ooh. Shifting the blah blah blah, and the chief of national security spokesman, Caitlin Hayden, Barack Obama. There's a bunch of Donald Rumsfeld.
It goes back and back. George W. Bush too.
Comedian Louis C.K.,
That would make sense then.
Dick Cheney. Who else do we have here?
I think
Uh,
anyone of power, you could just mention their name.
Yeah, it looks like it. Al Franken.
Charlie Chaplin.
I don't see that one, but I'm gonna
Might as
assume
well
that
put
it's
it
right.
in there.
Conspiracyception. Maybe. I don't know. I just, to me, this is just dumb.
Oh, yeah, it's dumb. And people spend a lot of time looking into this, going over videos constantly, seeing if eyes are triangulated in any way, not
Or
the
they have like the third
shape.
eyelid.
Or the third eyelid. That's a very popular one too,
Mm-hmm.
especially with news anchors.
Ah, do you see? There's a video. I can't play it, obviously, but there's a video of I think it's like out of Obama's one of his speeches, where they believe they actually found one of the Secret Service guys shape shifting into a human.
In middle of public,
Yeah,
in front of the camera.
yeah, apparently. Well, he's not in the middle
Uh,
of the camera. He's off in the background. You can barely see it.
ah,
And with because of distortion of the guys in the foreground, so he looks blurry as dicks anyway.
yeah.
So I really think it's just lighting.
It's a lot of people looking into a lot of things.
I mean, honestly, like there's what I would call a believable conspiracy theory, and then a disbelievable and unbelievable conspiracy theory, and this is one of those that is just like, this is too dumb for even conspiracy theorists.
Well, the unbelievable part of this is how wide-reaching it is. There are more believable conspiracy theories when you sit there and keep it to a small area. Like abduction in Kansas. No one's really going to pay attention to that much unless you're already looking for it. But then you bring something like this where you say every government official, where every leader possible,
It's
every popular.
worldwide.
Well, it's U.S. wide for the most part, except Queen of England because she's there.
Nah, they're showing some things of Toronto, a couple of things from Toronto and stuff like that. So I don't think it's just that. I bet somewhere somebody's saying Vladimir Putin's a fucking. Well, I think he's an alien anyway.
He's
Just for
kind
how
of
fucking
out there.
nuts he is.
He's just out there, anyways.
Yeah. So the point of the show is to bring something to people, show it to them, have them make their own opinion. This is one of those that I'm just like, this is just stupid. How long's this been around?
Ah, 1933. As far as
Jesus.
as far as modern writ of it goes, because in the summer and fall of 1933, a man named G. Warren Schufelt says that he found tunnels that were underneath the city of Los Angeles. And talking to, let me get it right here. Yes, I can't. It's Native American. They had one exactly to it. I'd have to find it exactly. But talking to a Native American, it says past 4,000 years ago to 5,000. Ah, here we go. A Hopi Indian named Chief Little Greenleaf. There's an ancient race of lizard people, and they lived underneath the city because they escaped from an earthquake. And in these tunnels in which he mapped out with his radio X-ray machine, he found gold, lots of gold in fact, several dry pockets and several water-filled pockets because it's also the water table.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually managed to get permits to dig into these shafts as well. He managed to get the city of Los Angeles to say, yeah, go ahead, start digging in the middle of the street. And he got downwards of 250 feet and just stopped. It never went past that. And now nothing like this could ever happen again because everywhere that happens to be a room or a pocket of gold or anything like that in this underground labyrinth that he found is now below an important building of public access.
So the lizard men put the building on top of it to protect their gold.
Or really to stop anyone figuring out because the gold that's actually in this room or in these rooms are actually golden tablets in which archive the history of humans and their development from past 4,000 to 5,000 years.
I don't know. This for
I
me
know.
is one of those just like the one thing that's good about the Lizardman conspiracy theory or the Reptilian conspiracy theory is that it's deep. Like they have a lot of, let's use the word lore for this,
Yep.
but there's a lot of lore. Like if you really wanted to learn about this, there's a metric fuck ton of, another air quote word here, data that you can find online about this.
Yeah, there is. There's another beginning of this too from a Zulu shaman, Credo.
Zulu.
Yeah, Zulu. Credo Mutwa. Actually had shape-shifting reptilians of ancient legends, and they named them Chitauri.
I've heard that before in something else.
Yes, you did. The Avengers.
Yep.
The alien race and Avengers are called Chitauri after these.
I almost was thinking Outlaw Star, but that's Kataro. Or Chitaro. Chitaro? Kataro. Kataro.
In fact, trying to search for Chitauri, just as that by itself, will always pull up something with the Avengers.
Well, duh. It's like every
Yeah.
Google search you ever, or every Google image search you look up, you'll always find at least boobs in the image search.
Yeah, I found reptilian boobs.
Yeah,
Jeez.
it's unavoidable. Everything you put in Google image search will always come up with boobs at least once.
Yeah. But this is just the sake of not only do we have it here in the United States with the Hopi Indians, we also have it in Africa with the Zulu shamans.
Yeah, but we can also say that about dragons.
Yeah. those are-
Dragons, first started someplace and then someplace else, and same thing with the pyramid.
Pyramids are funny because it's just the easiest way to stack up rocks
Yeah,
and not have it fall down.
yeah, it's a stable structure. But we'll get into the pyramids at some point that they're supposed to be engines, energy engines, and beacons to the stars. We'll get to those at some point.
I've never heard of energy.
You never heard of the giant batteries?
No, it was always just it's meeting places for UFOs or for beacons.
No,
and
you
so-
got to look up just look up the pyramid engine theory or something like that.
Hmm.
At some point, fucking
Another day.
weird shit. So let's get to the chat room, guys. Chat room, do you believe in the reptilian conspiracy or not? If you want to give your reasons, go ahead. Personally, I don't. I just can't believe in something this expansive ever taking place without anybody's knowledge.
I'm pretty much the same way with you. Is that they'd have to be extremely careful, which they say they're like super intelligent, so they might be just that careful.
Well, if they were careful, then how do we have a conspiracy theory about them?
Well, because it's imperfect at the same time, because they had to have hybrids in order to shapeshift. So they had to affect a human here or there somewhere.
Yeah, pass.
But,
No, let's see.
yeah.
Crew, no. Fiction Lover, no. Zero, no. Yeah, I don't think this one's going to be winning over any viewers here.
Nah, probably
No.
not.
No. All right. So we're gonna take this and we're gonna move on to something a little bit more, let's see, down to earth, and go with the Scape or Swamp Lizard Man. Now this guy's been around for fucking first report I believe was in
88.
June '88.
July. No, that was another one. Yes, it was June.
Ah!
End of June.
June.
I was
88.
close to.
I got it right because I pulled up my wiki.
I did too. I just read the wrong one first.
So it seems to be a 7 foot bipedal, pretty much lizard onto that stalks around inside of the swamp here in South Carolina. Let me just arrange my photos here so I can get these buggers out there so you guys can take a look at what this fuck looks like. And we'll get the famous bridge of Scape or Swamp too. So we got the bridge here. This is where he's commonly seen the most. And we have two artist renditions, one here and one here.
Sure.
So, I mean, this thing, okay. Okay, we got the normal things here that this thing is pretty much only spotted at night. But we got one weird thing that I absolutely love about this thing. The car mauling.
Yeah.
I don't.
It has the claw marks.
Well, no. There's a show I used to watch called Destination Truth. I don't think they did this one. But I'm bringing
Actually,
it up.
they did.
They did.
2010 TV program Destination Truth.
Scape or Swamp. They show the car, and this thing looks like they say it's mauled, like the what's it called, the hood, front hood,
Yep.
engine hood. looks like it was gnawed on by a dog, and it was like pulled up, and you could see where the teeth were and shit like that, and claw marks on the side. It literally looks like a dinosaur was teething on it. And I don't know what did it. As far as that episode of that show did, I don't think they ever said they found out whatever did it. And I just really like I like a conspiracy theory or a cryptid that has another word in air quotes here, evidence, or something that you can hand somebody that you can't quite fully explain.
I do want to mention one thing. Your artist rendering are technically wrong. You're just supposed to have 3 fingers and 3 toes.
No, these are the ones. That's one of them is pulled directly off of the wiki, and other pages that I've seen.
It's also supposed to be covered in fur too.
The Scape or swamp lizard man.
Yeah. I read at some point
Bulky, covered in dark hair with a scaly lizard hands and face. Said to have 3 toes on each hand, blah, legible to the degree of strength, capable of ripping into a car. Witnesses seeing a tail, although majority of cases the tail was not seen.
You know what it sounds like to me?
What?
It sounds like a bear. Be it covered brown fur, the hands and face are something separate. It's dark at night. Sounds like it's a bear attack.
Let's bring up a... What's a common bear inside of yeah, lizard with fur, that's very weird. What's a common bear in South Carolina? What, a brown bear?
Either brown or black bear.
Brown bear?
I don't think grizzlies go that near there.
Fuck no, they don't. Wait, maybe they... No, I don't know. Let's get a bear up on its hind legs.
Because the bear can go 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
And can maul the shit out of a car.
So, we got a picture of a bear. I don't know.
That's my personal feeling on it.
I think that's what did that. I think that's what could have done the car mauling.
Yeah. That's why I think happened to a lot of things. It's a bear.
Well, 90% of the time, when it comes to this kind of thing, it's misidentification.
Yep.
You know, like, we'll have a buttload of it when it comes to the chupacabra and shit like that. You know, the big namers out there. I don't know. Let's see. Most believe it's a living dinosaur evolved from dinosaurs. Apparently, this thing has gone as far as California too.
Traveling lizard.
Mm-hmm. It also seems that it prefers. It likes. You could also find it in swamps.
Why in California?
Swamps, bogs, and subways.
Subways are
alright. But if you guys are in for it, inside of let's see here, sightings attract tourists by sighting the creature and hunting and tracking it. Nearby radio station WCOS offered a $1 million reward to anybody who could capture it alive.
Yeah.
This has also been stated from Shaw Air Force Base on August 5th. Kenneth Orr, an airman stationed at Shaw Air Force Base, filed a report that he encountered it on Highway 15, shot at it, wounded it, was able to recover several scales of small quality and a small quantity of blood as evidence. Or released accounted the 2 days that he was blah, unlawful carrying a pistol, misdemeanor offense of filing a false police report, according to Orr. He has invented the sighting in order to keep the story of the lizard man in circulation. So we got a conspiracy theory with this little guy too.
Yeah.
Bum bum. Well, I mean, it's not actually new for a company or something like that to put out a bounty on a cryptid. Hell, I think it's like Taiwan or somewhere. There's a mermaid out there, and they're offering like I think it's again $1 million for anybody who can get any proof that she's real. And this is the government that's doing it too.
Yeah.
But because of it, their tourism exploded.
Just doing something like that is always a good stunt.
Well, yeah, it's like any publicity is good publicity, even if
Yep.
it's pretty much commissioning all people to come over there and hunt your oceans for a fish lady. We'll
Yes.
get into that one at some point too. But I don't know.
Good.
It's go
Those
ahead.
people got to eat.
Yeah. But we've had things. So we have that. We have a guy shooting at one. We have a guy, several footprints measuring 14 inches. That's 36 centimeters in length.
And castings of the three-toed footprints.
Casting of them, which were sent to the FBI.
And they advised them that they were unclassifiable.
It's
Why would
weird.
the FBI ever say they're unclassifiable?
So I mean, there's just a lot of different things that you can actually like. At that point, if you're finding three toes in the ground, then what are you looking at? You don't know.
Yeah.
At that point, it's somebody's making either it's an undocumented creature, or number two, somebody's trying to pull off a very elaborate hoax.
They're doing a pretty good job at it.
Well, somebody's been doing it since the 1988. So
Yep. Kind of died off after the 90s, though.
yeah,
After
it doesn't
they-
look like the accounts were able to stick with it. Yeah, I'm not finding a whole lot after that. What's the most recent sighting you found?
Most recent sighting, actually, like, says it's a sighting. Uh,
Or filed report, or
most recent thing is, like, in 2014, they reenacted it for a television show, but I think the
that's
most,
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. The most recent one, let's see what this one says real quick. That's damage to a vehicle, but that was said to be a domesticated dog, so it's not that. So 2005, where a woman in Newberry, South Carolina, reported police that she had seen two creatures resembling the lizard man outside her home. And the officer just said to her, they just like to check on humans from time to time.
I gotta love people feeding more people into these theories. So, what I'm gonna propose here, chat room, what do you guys think? Do you guys believe that there could possibly be a 7-foot fucking lizard man living in Skateboard Swamp in South Carolina?
Playing a banjo.
Playing a banjo. Scott, what do you think?
No, I think it's misidentification.
So do you think it's a bear?
Oh, probably not specifically a bear, but I still think it's misidentification because they say it's a man with fur covering its body, except for the hands, head, and feet.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, it's not really a lizard man then. It's
a scaly bear.
It's a mutant. It's a mutant, okay, but it's not specifically a lizard.
What do you think about like a bear with mange or something like that has lost some hair on its hands and feet and face?
It would make sense to be why it's in a swamp too. Kind of gone crazy already. Why would attack someone? And then just goes off into the swamp and dies, and no one ever sees a corpse.
I don't know. Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's a whole bunch of bullshit, but, we've been all wrong before, I guess.
Yeah, it's all up to whoever gets it for the $1 million.
Yeah, I don't know if that's one of those things I should have looked up to see if that contest is still going.
Probably not. The station's probably closed.
Yeah. All right, so let's see what our chat room's saying. We got Crew likes the bear theory. No, not the lizard man for fictional lover. No, it must have been something else from the King Doom. So yeah, um, I I don't know. I can't really put anything on into this one. I just nah. Not enough on accounts, and it's for me for something that's supposed to be an unidentified creature that's been alive for so long. I would have thought the accounts or the sightings of it would have gone back farther than just 1988.
Yeah, it just kind of started. It starts a year before I was born.